Women often puts effort into understanding men's behaviors and preferences, but there's a hidden side to the equation. Beyond the obvious, there are certain habits that women might unintentionally engage in, leading to unintended consequences. These habits, born from a variety of reasons, can unknowingly drive men away and hinder the potential for healthy relationships. While some of these habits could stem from seeking advice from unreliable sources or grappling with unhealed wounds, the key is to identify them and work towards better relationship dynamics. So let's delve into some common behaviors that might be inadvertently working against you and shed light on how to foster healthier connections. Welcome to Heartfelt Guidance, your pathway to love and understanding. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of successful relationships? Do you want to navigate the world of dating with confidence and grace? Look no further. You found your ultimate destination for all things love, connections, and human psychology. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss out on the illuminating advice we have in store. Join our community of like-minded individuals who are committed to building meaningful connections and fostering love in their lives. Habit number 1. Playing hard to get. We've all heard it before, the advice that you should play hard to get, that you're the prize, and that he should chase you. But have you ever stopped to think about whether this strategy is actually doing you any favors? Let's break it down. Here's the thing. There's a lot more to this playing hard to get concept than meets the eye. It's like we're all handled this playbook that says, make him work for it. But what if I told you that this approach might not be all it's cracked up to be? You see, while this tactic might work with certain guys, it can also backfire and push the right ones away. Playing hard to get can send mixed signals to a guy who genuinely likes you. You know, the one who's feeling a real connection and is excited to explore it further. By holding back and putting up resistance, you're not just playing a game, you're potentially scaring him off. Instead of seeing your distance as a challenge, he might interpret it as a lack of interest, and that's a surefire way to make him pull back. The key is to be real, be you, and let things unfold naturally. Instead of resisting your natural tendencies, embrace them. Communication, affection, and openness are all part of the mix. After all, the goal is to find someone who appreciates you for who you are, not for the hoops they had to jump through to win your attention. Habit number 2. Being entitled. Now I'm going to assume that most of you are walking around acting like spoiled brats, right? Well, let's unpack this whole entitlement thing, because it's more common than you might think, and trust me, it's a major turn off for guys. Entitlement can seek its way into the picture in subtle ways. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'm the prize? I mean, sure, you're awesome, but when this mentality turns into an entitled attitude, things can take a nosedive. You see, when we start believing we're the ultimate catch and that he should be jumping through hoops for us, things can get messy. Let's talk about appreciation for a second. Have you ever found yourself thinking, well, he's supposed to do that? You know, like he's supposed to take you out to a fancy place or open the door for you? Here's the thing, when you have that mindset, you're not truly appreciating his efforts. Every gesture he makes, every choice he takes to treat you well, is just that, a choice. And when we fail to see that, we're missing out on celebrating and acknowledging those efforts. So to sum it up, entitlement isn't a good look on anyone. Instead of getting caught up in a princessy attitude, let's aim for a balance between valuing ourselves and valuing the efforts of those who are genuinely trying to make a connection. Habit number 3. Not speaking to him in a harsh manner. Now before you brush this off thinking, oh, that's not me, let's take a moment to really dissect it. See, here's the thing. When a man is genuinely interested in you, he's hyper-aware of your words, your tone, and your energy. And that's why being mindful of how you communicate is crucial. It's not just the words you say, but the energy behind them that matters. Have you ever thought you were being perfectly fine, only to find out he felt otherwise? Yeah, that happens more often than you might think. You see, we often see our words and tone through our own lens. But what truly matters is how the other person perceives them. So here's a little reality check. Take a step back and consider how others might be receiving your words. And no, I'm not suggesting you go around asking negative or harsh people for their opinion on communication style. Seek feedback from someone who's positive, someone who's mindful of their own communication, someone whose input you value. Learning how to communicate effectively is a skill that goes beyond dating. It's a life skill. It's about conveying your thoughts, feelings, and needs in a way that's clear and respectful. And just like any skill, it takes practice. Habit number 4. Always playing the victim. Now, I get it. Life can throw some tough situations our way, and it's natural to feel down or frustrated from time to time. But there's a line between processing those feelings and constantly portraying yourself as the victim, especially in your interactions with men. What does it mean to always play the victim? Well, it's when you consistently refuse to take any accountability for your actions. When you avoid looking at your own part in a situation. Imagine this scenario. A man points out that you might be speaking harshly or with a negative attitude. Instead of immediately getting defensive, try to understand where he's coming from. See, when we shut ourselves off to correction, it can lead to tension, misunderstandings, and strained relationships. And guess what? This doesn't just apply to dating and men. It's a life skill that we all need to work on. It's about being open to growth, admitting that sometimes we have blind spots, areas where we can improve. Now, I'm not suggesting that you become a pushover or take responsibility for things that aren't your fault. This is about finding a healthy balance between recognizing your part in things and acknowledging the external factors at play. Remember, we're all human and we all have moments of struggle, but it's how we respond to those moments that truly matters. If you're still there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more relationship advice like these. Now let's get back into the video. Habit number 5. Expecting them to read your mind. Now I want to emphasize this because it's a common source of frustration in relationships. While it's true that women often excel at paying attention to those intricate details and picking up on subtle cues, it's not a skill that comes as naturally to most men. It's not about capability, it's about differences in how our brains are wired. Women tend to notice body language, energy shifts, and the tiny nuances that reveal something is off. It's why they're often so good at sensing when something isn't right, like picking up on potential deception or a change in emotions. But men, on average, might not be as attuned to those small signals. It's not a lack of effort or care, it's simply a difference in how they process information. So it's not fair to expect your partner to be a mind reader. It's like giving him a puzzle without showing him the picture on the box and then getting frustrated when he can't put it together perfectly. When you're straightforward about what you need and want, it takes the pressure off both of you. You remove the burden of mind reading and you provide a clear path for healthy communication. Habit number 6. How you handle your social media. Alright, let's be honest here. Social media has become a significant part of our lives. We all post pictures, share our experiences, and let our personality shine through our profiles. But guess what? Men are watching, and they're paying attention to how you move in the social media sphere. It might not be a concern for everyone. Some of you might not be active on social media at all, but for those of you who are, listen up. There's this thing that happens. Man starts wondering, is she trying a little too hard to get men's attention? Is she going a bit overboard with those pictures? I'm not saying you shouldn't post attractive photos, quite the opposite. Putting up nice pictures can showcase your best self and create more opportunities for connections. But here's the twist. There's a difference between looking confident and looking, well, extra. Remember, social media is a two-way street. Just as you might judge someone's profile, people are judging yours too. So while I'm all for expressing yourself freely, it's worth considering how you're coming across to others. Strike the balance. Showcase the real you, the fun you, the exciting part of your life, and you'll find that social media can be an avenue for connection and positivity. Habit number 7. Playing dumb. Now this one can be a real deal breaker, so listen up. Picture this. You're having a conversation with a guy and suddenly he realizes that you're playing the I'm clueless card. Yeah, that can be a turnoff, a major one. I mean, don't get me wrong. It might work if the guy's oblivious, but if he's sharp, it's a different story. Imagine you're trying to pull off the I have no idea what you're talking about act, but he's onto you. He knows you're not being genuine, and that's where the problem lies. Playing dumb can be a subtle way of underestimating his intelligence, and let's face it, that's not cool. It's like you're treating him like he's not smart enough to see through the facade. Imagine you're having a conversation with a guy who's pretending to be someone he's not, trying way too hard to impress you. That comes off as insincere and, well, let's be honest, a bit corny. Just like that, playing dumb can be just as much of a turn-off for men. Authenticity is the name of the game. So here's the scoop. Be you. Not the I'm clueless version. Not the I'm trying to impress you with stuff that's not really me version. Just you. The genuine, awesome you. And you know what? If there are parts of you that don't feel like the real you, maybe it's time to dig a little deeper. Take, for instance, that tough attitude or harsh way of speaking. That might not actually be who you are. It could be a defense mechanism, a shield you've built due to life's ups and downs. And guess what? Healing can transform that. When you deal with the pain, when you work through those unresolved issues, the attitude might just melt away. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our insightful content. And hey, if you have your own experiences or thoughts to share on this topic, drop them in the comment section below. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, take care and keep working towards building meaningful connections. Remember, the best version of you is the one that shines authentically. Catch you in the next video.